First pitch of the game fired in for a ball. You're watching NHTI Baseball as they're hosting CMCC, the Mustangs, coming to Concord to take on the Lynx in a doubleheader. This first of two games is being pitched by Isaiah Gutierrez for the Lynx and Trevor Phelps for the Mustangs. And Gutierrez fires in a strike. 2-1 the count. Zach Mann now standing in there for the Mustangs, takes ball one after fouling off the first pitch. Gutierrez checks over on Reed, and he's back in safely. That one missed just low. Reed takes off for second base. Ball thrown high, and Reed's in safely with a face-first slide. Three and one the count to Zach Mann. And that one's fouled straight off to the right side. Payoff pitch for Gutierrez. That one low and outside. Zach Mann heads to first base with a walk. Colton Frisbee takes the first pitch for a ball after Garen Prost grounded out to first base but advanced both runners into scoring position. Swinging strike two for Frisbee. That one popped up right side. Moving over is Richie Tebow for the easy out. Gutierrez trying to limit the damage in this first inning for NHTI. Gutierrez drops in an off-speed pitch for strike one onto Stefan Lesko, third baseman for the Mustangs. An opportunity here to strike first with a man on second and third. Kyle Slate blocks the low fastball, preventing anyone from advancing. That one grounded to shortstop. Matt Fortier fields it, throws over to first. Johnson's there to receive, and the Lynx are able to get out unscathed in the top of the first. Ready to start the bottom half of the first inning, leading off for the Lynx, Richie Tebow. Pitching for the Mustangs is Trevor Phelps, the 6'2 righty, throws a fastball, curveball, and a change. One of the Mustangs' returning players from their semifinal conference run in the spring, as Tebow grounds one over to third base. Fielding clean and firing over to first is Stefan Lesko for the first out of the game on the very first pitch that the Lynx see. Kyle Slate watches the first one for a ball. And he lines one out to left field. That one's going to bounce in for a hit. Slate stands on first. And now coming up to the plate, Cole Johnston. Last year's YSCC Player of the Year. Slugged over 750. And batted over 400. The NHTI offense are wasting no time. They've seen 3 pitches through the first 2 batters. And the first one to Johnston is looked at for a low strike one. Phelps with a slide step delivery. Thinking that Kyle Slate might take off for second base. That one grounded hard over to third base, and it's under the mitt. Firing over to first, but not in time. Stefan Lesko couldn't field that one clean, and the Lynx have a couple ducks on the pond.
Now batting, Matt Fortier.
And here's shortstop Matt Fortier, has 2 home runs this spring and a chance to do some damage. With Kyle Slate in scoring position, Cole Johnston on first. And Trevor Phelps steps off to reset here. First pitch to Fortier, runs up and in, but he gets out of the way. And that one hit hard, but well foul, 1-1 the count. Phelps deals. Drops that one in for a high strike. And Fortier stays alive, cutting that one straight back. The wind today is blowing 18 miles an hour out to left field. Little exit velocity buff for both teams as Phelps gets ready to deal the 1-2 pitch. Try to get Fortier to chase a low curveball, but he doesn't offer. That one low and outside. Fortier works the count to full. Payoff pitch to the Lynx cleanup hitter. And that one runs inside and gets him. Bases loaded for NHTI in the very first inning as James Jones comes up to the plate, and he already has a grand slam this year.
Now batting, Ted Jones.
I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to.
James Jones steps in. Phelps dealing out of the full windup with the bases loaded. Fastball off the outside of the plate, ball 1. Two-0 the count to James Jones. Phelps having a difficult time finding the strike zone against the 6'9" right-handed batter. Cuts at that fastball just a tad late. Trevor Phelps trying to battle back in this count. That one in for a low strike at the knees. Beautiful fastball by Phelps. 2-2 the count now to James Jones. Bases loaded for NHTI in the bottom of the first. And the pitch. That one runs too high. Full count again. The Lynx worked awfully quickly their first three batters, swinging on either the first or second pitch and then draw back-to-back full counts. Here's the payoff to Jones. That one, fastball right down the middle, and it carries out to center field. It could go, and that one's going to hit all the way off the wall. Coming around the bases are Slate and Johnston. 40 into third, and James Jones into second with a stand-up double. James Jones tattooed that one for 2 RBIs, straightaway center field. The wind nearly carried it over the fence. First pitch to Nate Griffin, fouled off, straight back. Griffin's the designated hitter today for the Lynx. He's having himself a pretty decent spring at the plate. Has a chance to find a couple of RBIs. And he'll chop that one straight back as well, quickly falling behind 0-2 as Phelps is on the attack. Working quickly, here comes Phelps off speed, tried to pull the string on that changeup, but Griffin was just on it. The replay of the 0-2 count. That one bounced in for ball one. Griffin watches that one go. Here to the plate comes Matt Fortier, and Jones advances to third. Wild pitch should be WP. Griffin grounds that one over to shortstop, and the throw over to first in time. Coming home is Jones, face first slide, and he's in there, safe. And the Lynx clear the bases. 4 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. And NHTI is on it offensively.
Now batting, Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDonald lines one past the shortstop, and he's in with a single.
Now batting, Matt Wagner.
McDonald advances to second on the wild pitch. Wagner strikes out, and the Mustangs get out of the first inning, but not before giving up 4 runs. That one chopped over, and it's going to squeak through the shortstop and third baseman, and on board with his first at-bat of the game is Mason Booker. Avery McWhinney watches that one go by for a low strike one. Runner goes, Slate can't pick up the bouncing fastball, and in safely into second base go the Mustangs. Gutierrez deals to McWhinney, who fouls that one off toward his own dugout. That one lines straight up the middle. We'll see if Booker tries to score. He rounds third hard, and he'll be in safely for the Mustangs' first run of the game. That's an RBI single to center field for Avery McWhinney, the DH. Rolando Rodriguez watches that one go high. Gutierrez finds the zone. Count even at 1-1. Drops in a slider for strike two. McWhinney gets his lead. He takes off for second base. That one fouled straight back, and we'll do it again. McWhinney stays put this time. That fastball goes high over the head of Kyle Slate. And McWhinney takes the free bag. 2-2 the count to Rodriguez. Low and outside, and it runs the count full. Payoff pitch to Rodriguez. Fastball low and outside, and he'll take first base. Brendan Gore steps in, bunts over the runners as Gutierrez fields, fires over to third and gets the lead runner. Good job there by Gutierrez to cut down on the bunt attempt, finding the first out of this inning for the Lynx. Now Jimmy Reed up to bat for the second time this game. He singled to center field and stole a base in inning number 1. Yeah. (2-0) the count to Jimmy Reed. Gutierrez deals, fastball right down the middle, taken for strike 1. And Jimmy Reed doesn't let that one go by, punches one into the left center gap. Could be extra bases. Reed rounds first, headed for 2. One run comes in for the Mustangs, and the other advances to third. Zach Mann walked his first time up as he checked his swing for ball number 1. Punches that one toward the right side, and it gets through. Into right field it goes. Reed gets held up at third, but Brendan Gore is able to score. Just like that, the Mustangs are threatening to tie this game right back up. After the Lynx put up 4 in the first. It's Garen Post here to try and get the job done. Taking off from first goes man, and he's in safely as the throw was just a tad high. The big lefty for the Mustangs looking to do some damage. Watches that fastball run outside. 2-0 the count. Grounds that one foul, first base side. Slate blocks that one. Count runs up to 3-1. Post in a good position to do some damage. He grounded out to first base in the first inning. Flies that one up into center field. The wind's going to carry it deep for Clunan. He'll get it in as fast as possible, but in easily comes Jimmy Reed. And the Mustangs tie this one back up 4 apiece. And now it's the cleanup hitter, Colton Frisbee. Takes that curve for strike 1. Grounded over to McDonald, fires over to first. And the Lynx get out of it, but not before giving up 4 runs to Central Maine. Brent Clunan in his first at-bat of the game watches a fastball go low for ball one. Phelps digs into the mound there, having some trouble planting his feet. Bounces the second one in. And hums in a fastball for strike one. Clunan lines one out to center field. That one caught easily as Jimmy Reed ranges over and tracks it down. Richie Tebow up for his second at-bat of the game as the lineup turns over. Richie swung at the very first pitch he saw in his last time up, grounded out to second base. Phelps winds up and the pitch bounced low and outside. Having a little trouble finding the curveball here in the second inning. Fastball gets popped up again to Jimmy Reed, ranging back, turning, and that one is over his head. Tebow cruising into second with a stand-up double. And like I said earlier, wind blowing straight into the outfield at over 15 miles an hour is certainly going to help the hitters today, and that was a case of it. Jimmy Reed was an all-conference center fielder last year and just fooled by the weather. And now up is Kyle Slate with Tebow on second. Slate had a liner out to left field for a single in the first. Watches that curveball go just below the knees for ball one. Fixes it that time and drops one in, evening the count. Phelps, the 1-1 to Slate. Can't dip the off speed down, and it's 2-1. Swing and miss for strike two. Wild pitch advancing to third easily is Tebow. Tebow on third. Chance for the Lynx to get a run here. Phelps deals. Fastball runs high, and Slate finds himself on first with a walk. Now up for NHTI, number 5, Cole Johnston reached on an error. That was hit over the way of Stefan Lesko in the first inning. And the Mustangs converge on the mound for a visit here to talk things over. Cole Johnston led the conference in home runs last year, third nationally. When the Lynx played the Mustangs last year in their spring doubleheader, he had a home run in each game. As a curveball drops in a little bit high in the zone, he probably wishes he crushed that. Slate takes his lead off first. Tebow over on third. Phelps with the 0-1. Fastball bounced low and away. Slate advances to second. And now the best hitter on the Lynx has a chance to seize the lead back. Another fastball gets bounced in, 2-1 the count. Phelps from the full windup. Fastball hit sharply left side. Johnston was all over it. And here's the 2-2. Low fastball, grounded over to shortstop. Runners advancing here, throw over to first. They make the tag out. Johnston called safe. The ball on the ground. Johnston advances. Slate and Tebow both score. Interference called over on the shortstop. And Johnston is going to get third base. Was that enough chaos for you? What in the world? Fortier takes the wild pitch. Johnston scores easily, and the Lynx again hold a 3-run lead. Fortier with the bases cleared here, and the 1-0 count. Fastball hums in there, and that one's hit over into the away bullpen. Matt Fortier hit by a pitch in his first time up. This inning very similar to inning number 1 for NHTI. As Fortier watches that one buzz in for strike number 2. Fortier swings at that one, and it runs to the backstop. Fortier's going to reach first easily, and he'll reach on the strikeout, and he gets hit again as the throw comes down. Fortier's going to have some bruises after today. Hit by the pitcher his first time up, hit by the catcher his second time up.
ready. Set. Go.
I used to break the times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent, was locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true.
Now up to bat for NHTI, James Jones. He cleared the bases with a double straightaway center field in the first inning. One out so far. Phelps deals the first pitch. That one just outside for ball one. Had a feeling that this would be a high-scoring game just based on the wind alone. And pitchers may be struggling with some control due to the temperatures. And that's certainly been the case so far through 2 innings. That fastball runs high, throw down to second, and it looks like Fortier's caught, and he is. Three-one pitch to Jones, runs inside, and that one got him. Jones heads down to first, hit by pitch. Nate Griffin comes up for his second at-bat of the game. Had an RBI ground out to shortstop. And it looks like after that first pitch, Trevor Phelps is having some serious discomfort on his throwing arm, and he's grabbing his elbow. No one's active in the Mustangs bullpen, but they'll have to figure something out here, as it doesn't look like Phelps is going to be able to pitch anymore today. Trevor Phelps' day is done. Jeff Meisner comes in to relieve. It seemed like while he was getting checked out by the trainer that he wasn't in too much pain, but definitely not wanting to test a sore elbow after that last pitch. Meisner, the right-handed freshman from Nattrick, Massachusetts, Went to Natick High School. Meisner does a lot of relief work for the Mustangs. He has 6 appearances, but only 7.1 innings pitched. Typically a short reliever. He does have a win to his name. Meisner comes in with an awfully high ERA, but it seems like this is the sort of situation where the Mustangs always put him in. Not the most fun role on a baseball team to be the troubleshoot pitcher while someone else has to warm up, but here's Meisner to try and do the job with a man on first. He'll have to find 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, dealing with Nate Griffin, the designated hitter, first. Hums in a fastball, and Griffin lines that one out to left field. Diving, and it looks like that one does drop. No. What in the world? Little diving catch by the Mustangs, and the umpires must be cold. They don't really like to move all that much. Ground ball hit over to McDonald. Forehand side, firing over to first. Johnston picks it out. And the Lynx are able to get Lesko for the first out of inning number 3. Mason Booker and Avery McWhinney also due up for the Mustangs here in the top of the 3rd. In inning number 1, Booker hit a single sharply over to right field. Gutierrez drops in a nice slider low in the zone. Perfect pitch for strike number 1. Changeup gets Booker for the K. Gutierrez pumped up after that strikeout. One of the more animated Lynx pitchers. Best inning of work so far, retiring the first two batters. And here comes the designated hitter, McWhinney, who had an RBI single his first time around. Gutierrez, with the first pitch again, drops in a nice slider for strike one. Tries to do the same thing, but that one just a little bit low and out of the zone. This one gets flied right side. Tebow ranging back. He's under it, and the Lynx retire the side in order. And they'll get right back on the offense. Nice inning of work there by Isaiah Gutierrez. Josh McDonald gets out of the way of the first fastball. McDonald, Wagner, Clunan due up for NHTI after a fantastic inning on the mound from Gutierrez to get the offense rolling again. The Lynx scored 4 runs in inning number 1, 3 in inning number 2. As McDonald scoots back from that one. Meisner trying to work inside to the lefty McDonald. Don't make him mad. That one caught plenty of the plate. 2-1 the count.
Your team only.
Meisner, the 2-1. Fires a fastball low. McDonald in a great hitter's count here. Trying to spark this offense in the bottom of the third. That fastball high out of the zone. McDonald walks on down to first. Now it's Matt Wagner up. He struck out swinging in inning number 2. And McDonald on first, Wagner at the dish. And Meisner steps off. Fastball low, couldn't be caught. McDonald advances to second, takes the turn, and chooses to stay put there. And now Wagner already in a 2-0 count. Flies that one foul behind the home dugout. This one's popped right side, and once again foul. 2-2 the count. Meisner trying to put Wagner away. And he can't with that pitch. It's grounded over toward the shortstop, firing over to first, and they are able to get Wagner, but not without McDonald advancing over to third. Nice routine play there by Brendan Gore. Able to see through the screen of McDonald running in front of him. And now up to the plate is Brent Clunan. Flied out to center field his first time up, a deep pop-up to Jimmy Reed. Meisner the pitch. Clunan watches that one go high for a ball. Meisner's second offering is low for ball two. The 2-0 is grounded straight back to Meisner. He can't make the play. It's going to be Gore instead, firing over to first. The run does come in, but Clunan is sat down. That's Clunan's first RBI of the game on that ground out to the shortstop, and up comes Richie Tebow. Doubled in his last at-bat. Hammered one out to center field over the head of Jimmy Reed. Grounded out to second base in the first inning. Watches that first one go a tad off the plate for ball one. Takes a hack at that high fastball, fouling it straight back. 1-1 the count. Meisner, the 1-1. Tebow grounds one over toward the Mustangs dugout. 1-2. And the 2-2 to Tebow. Watches that one, run outside, and he works the count full. Tebow's just one of those guys who loves to swing at the first pitch, probably more than anyone in the Lynx lineup, but also very disciplined and capable of working deep counts like this. Lines that one over the third baseman into left field for a single. Tebow, 2 for 3 on the day. Slate watches the first one go low for ball one. Strike. Pardon me. He walked in his last time up, hit a single out to left field in the first inning. Tebow gets his lead over at first base. Meisner looks over his shoulder. And Slate fouls off another. Tebow takes off for second base. Wild pitch over the catcher's head. Tebow takes the turn, and he's got to test it. Down to third he goes. 2 bases for Tebow on the wild pitch. Slate watches that one nearly miss the plate. Yeah. Meisner deals. Slate takes that one high and walks on down to first. A single and 2 walks this game for Slate. Seeing the ball well, and up comes Cole Johnston. Reached on an error to third base on a hard hit ball in the first inning, and then last inning reached on an error on the first baseman, who dropped the throw from the shortstop and then advanced all the way to third on that same play, scoring 2 runs as there was fielder interference rounding second. Probably the most chaotic play of the spring. We'll see if he can do something a little more routine this time. Slate takes off, steals second easily. The Mustangs don't throw down. That pitch was in the wheelhouse, but Johnson was just under it. Meisner deals, high fastball taken, 2-1 the count. Runners on second and third as the curveball drops outside of the zone, 3-1 the count. Meisner, the 3-1 offering, fastball low, hit sharply over to third. They can't glove it clean, and in comes Tebow. Rounding third is Slate Johnston on his way to second for a stand-up double. A nice little 2 RBI piece for Cole Johnston, and the Lynx now lead 10-4. And up comes Matty Fortier, hit by a pitch in inning number 1, reached on a drop third strike in inning number 2. Nice curveball dropped in by Meisner there for strike 1. That's a confident pitch from Meisner after giving up the double to Johnston. Seems unfazed by it. And the second offering drops a little too low, and Johnston skirts over to third. Matty Fortier trying to keep it going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, with a chance to expand the lead to 7 or more. Matty hits bombs. Meisner steps off to reset before the 2-1 offering. Floats in a curveball. And he gets the swinging strike 3 as Fortier jogs on down to first. Catcher throws over, and the Lynx are retired, not before stealing away 3 more runs, making the score 10-4. Going into the top of the 4th. 2 up for the Mustangs, Rodriguez, Gore, and Jimmy Reed. Gutierrez still dealing for NHTI and not shying away from that first pitch slider. And the fastball just missed the mark there, 1-1 the count. Rodriguez walked his first time up, ended up scoring on a Jimmy Reed double. Takes that for ball 2. The 2-2 to Rodriguez. Slider just above the zone. 2-2 to Rodriguez. Slider just above the zone. Payoff pitch. Gutierrez wants to put him away. Fastball runs high. Payoff pitch. Gutierrez wants and it's walks in both at bats so far for Rodriguez. Brendan Gore comes up to the plate. He tried to sacrifice bunt his first time up, but Gutierrez threw over to third to fire out the lead runner. Don't be surprised if Rodriguez takes off first pitch. He stays put for now as ball one is taken by Gore. Second offering. That one flied high in the range of Matt Fortier, the shortstop. And he makes the easy catch for out number one.
Trevor Phillips.
Jimmy Reed showing buds on that first pitch, but pulled it back. Slate tried to fire down behind Rodriguez at first, but unable to get him. 1-1 the count. Jimmy Reed had a single to left field the first time up and a double straightaway center his second time. 1-2 the count. He's got Rodriguez on first base, and Rodriguez takes off. Jimmy Reed on the hit and run fouls that one off behind his own dugout. Wild pitch here gets behind Slate. Rodriguez advances freely. 2-2 the count to Reed with a man on scoring position. Flares that one right side, drops in for a hit. Rounding third is Rodriguez. He'll come in to score, and Jimmy Reed hangs up at first base with an RBI single. Jimmy Reed with 2 RBIs on the day and 3 for 3. Also has a stolen base, having himself quite the day. That one lines center field, bounces in for a base hit. Jimmy Reed's going to take the turn as Clunan bobbles it off the ground. Zach Mann holds up at first base. Reed advances to third. First pitch fastball runs up out of the zone to Garen Post. Post grounded out to first his first time up and then hit a sac fly to center field 2 innings ago. Watches that slider reel in for strike one. One out, 2 men on. Gutierrez deals the 1-1. Post is able to get a piece of that one, but Slate hangs on as the runner Zach Mann advances to second base. 1-2 the count. Gutierrez working quickly here, checks on the runners and deals. That one lined hard out to right field, and it's going to drop in fair. Both runners should score, and Post chugs on into second base with a 2 RBI double. Three RBIs on the day for Garen Post. And Lynx coach Craig Levine comes out for a mound visit to see how Gutierrez is feeling out there. Lynx still leading by a few runs here in the fourth. We're playing 7 in each game of today's doubleheader. Here in the fourth, we're playing 7 in each game of today's doubleheader. After the mound visit, Gutierrez stays in. Colton Frisbee steps up to the plate. Fly out to second base and a ground out to third base in his first 2 at-bats of the game. Fastball fouled toward the right side. Johnston rages over, makes the catch in foul territory. And that takes care of Frisbee. Frisbee, the Mustangs' cleanup hitter, having a tough time at the plate today. Yet to get a ball out of the infield. And now up comes Stefan Lesko. Ground out to shortstop and a ground out to third base in his first 2 trips. Fouls that first offering back, 0-1. Fastball hummed in low, but watched for a ball. That one shot out to center field. Clunan is able to field it, coming around his post. Throw comes in, post will score. And throw over to second. Now we've got a pickle. Into the run down. That one hits the runner, and it looks like it's going to run out of play, and does.
That went from being very complicated to
RBI single for Lesko, who's not allowed to advance despite the ball running out of play. Mason Booker now up. He singled in the first innings, struck out his last time up. Lesko takes his lead. First pitch fastball hummed in and hit toward Matt Fortier. Bounces one over to first base. Johnston picks it, and the Lynx get out of the inning, still hanging on to a 2-run lead. James Jones comes up. He has a pair of doubles and was hit by a pitch. Sorry, he has a 2 RBI double and was hit by a pitch. Takes off speed for strike one. No, ball one. Takes off speed for strike one. No, ball one. Watches that high fastball, and now the count's even. Nice curveball dropped in by Meisner, but that one out of the zone, and Jones doesn't chase. Nice curveball dropped in by Meisner, but that one out of the zone, and Jones doesn't chase. Meisner, the 2-1. Fastball flied out to left field. Ranging under it here is Booker, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Nate Griffin and Josh McDonald also due up. Griffin had an RBI ground out his first time up and flied out to left field in his last trip. Another nice curveball dropped in for a strike, 1-1 the count to Griffin. Another curveball that catches the low outside corner. 1-2 the count to Griffin. Does Meisner do it a third time in a row? Another curveball outside half of the plate for strike 3 looking. Nice sequence by Meisner, showing a lot of confidence in the deuce. And now Josh McDonald steps up. He's reached base safely twice so far with a single and a walk. Meisner trying to get the first 1-2-3 inning for the Mustangs of the game. That fastball runs outside for ball 2. Tried to drop in another curveball. McDonald not fooled. He hits a single into left field again. On base in all 3 trips today. And now it's Matt Wagner. Struck out swinging in inning number 1. Grounded out to shortstop his last time up. Meisner not afraid to throw that first pitch curveball. He's done it to every batter this inning. And he gets Wagner to chase at the second. And Meisner's smiling out there on the mound, starting to really feel it. He came in a tough spot after Trevor Phelps got hurt. Wagner fouls this one right side, and that one's scooped up and caught by first baseman Garen Prost, and the Mustangs are out of this one quickly. due up for the Mustangs: Avery McWhinney, Orlando Rodriguez, and Brandon Gore. Bottom of the order coming up for the Mustangs. Gutierrez staying out there on the hill. Off speed taken for ball number 1. McWhinney so far this game has an RBI single and a fly out to second base. Swings at the low heat from Gutierrez, chases that one, 1-1 the count. Another fastball from Gutierrez. That one grounded over to McDonald, firing over to first in time to get McWhinney. Grounded over to McDonald, firing over to first in time to get McWhinney. Josh McDonald has had a nice day over at third base, 4 for 4 on fielding opportunities. And now up comes Rodriguez, who has a pair of walks today. First offering from Gutierrez, high and outside for ball 1. Second one flied out to center field. Clunan backs up. It keeps carrying. And that one's going to reach the wall on a hop, and Rodriguez scoots into second with a 1-out double. That one didn't fly off the bat, but the wind is just no joke today. Both center fielders have had some trouble with it. The ball getting so much more carry than players are used to. Now it's shortstop Brendan Gore in for his third at-bat of the game. Takes that for ball 1. That one hit hard out to left field. And it's going to hit off the wall. Extra bases here for Gore. Rodriguez scores easily, and it's a stand-up double, making this a 1-run game. And up comes Jimmy Reed, 3 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a double. 2 RBIs and a stolen base as well. Chance here for Reed to tie the game. And it's looking very likely that he may just do that. This matchup against Gutierrez is fantastic for Reed. Reed pulls that one out to center field. Clunan racing back. Over the head catch, and that takes care of Reed, but does advance the runner Gore to third. Two outs in the inning. The Lynx trying to keep the lead here. Zach Mann stands in the way. 2 singles and a walk today for Zach Mann. As he fouls off the first fastball toward the right side. Second offering from Gutierrez on its way. Fastball low and inside. 1-1. Slider caught man out swinging early. No damage done. 1-2 the count. Gutierrez trying to put man away. Slider, chop toward the right side. Tebow ranges back. He'll make the catch. And the Lynx hanging on to that 10-9 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. Clunan, Tebow, and Slate due up for NHTI. takes strike one all the way, 3-1 the count. Had an RBI ground out to shortstop his last time up, flied out to center field in inning number 2. Hits that one sharply past the second baseman into the outfield for a single. That brings up Richie Tebow, 2 for 3 on the day, with a double and a single to left field. And the Mustangs will take this time for a mound visit here. Some action in the bullpen, and they are going to bring in a reliever. But that'll be the day for Jeff Meisner. He did a great job limiting the damage, put in a tough situation, having no real time to warm up after Trevor Phelps exited with an injury. But Meisner, the freshman, certainly found some confidence up on the hill. And that's going to bring in the third pitcher of the day for the Mustangs, number 7, Jack Cody. Tebow ready to face off against Jack Cody. The freshman from Algonac, Michigan, slinging it sidearm. Looks like he has fastball, sinker, slider. Just what I gathered from his warm-ups. Definitely no official scouting reports here in the YSCC. Slide piece dropped in just a bit below the zone. Ball 2. Clunin on first, no outs here for Tebow. Hits in his last 2 at-bats. That slider runs outside. Three 3-0 the count. We'll see if Tebow has the green light after hitting that double his last time up. No green light, 3-1. Cody deals. Tebow cuts on it and misses. Full count. Cody deals. Tebow cuts on it and misses. Full count. Cody the pitch. High fastball taken. Ball 4. Man on first and second here as Kyle Slate comes up to the plate. Kyle has a single and 2 walks today. Cody deals. Slate checks his swing. It's strike 1 anyway. Cody deals. Slate checks his swing. It's strike 1 anyway. That one runs in. Hit slate bases are now loaded for Cole Johnston. Jack Cody having some trouble with control in his first two batters. Still no out here in the bottom of the fifth. Slider dropped in. Good location for strike one. Johnson cuts on that one, fouls it straight back, finds himself behind, 0-2. Check swing, he didn't go, 1-2 the count. As one of the funnier things in college baseball happens, where they check the umpire down at the angle at second base to see if you want to cross. Slider outside, 2-2. Confident pitch there from Cody, but he couldn't get the chase. Cody, the 2-2 to Johnston. Slider hung but ran outside. No offering there, and we run full. Bases loaded, no outs here for the Lynx in the bottom of the fifth. They lead by one. Johnston to extend it here. Takes that one for ball four. And the Lynx score a run off the walk. 2 walks and a hit batsman for Cody so far. That's the 5th RBI of the game for Cole Johnston, as now Matt Fortier steps in, takes ball one outside. Action over in the Mustangs bullpen. Shane Sullivan goes out to the mound to talk with Cody about the next sequence. Buying some time for the boys warming up. Still no outs here, bases loaded. Matt Fortier at the plate. Here's the pitch. Another slider taken outside, 2-1. Infield playing in here. Fortier cuts on that one, fouls it straight back. And the count is even. 2-2. The windup and the pitch. Hums in high, but it's a ball. Full count. Bases loaded, payoff pitch, infield in. Another ball outside. 3 walks and a hit batter so far for Cody as another run comes in for NHTI. The lead extended to 3. And up comes James Jones, who with a bases loaded opportunity in inning number 1 smacked a double off the wall in center field. Cody finds the zone there for strike one. Cody finds the zone there for strike one. That one fouled back. And Jones is down in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 offering outside. Another one taken inside. The 2-2 flared out to right center field. That's going to score at least one. Johnston rounds third, trying to score, and he does standing up. 2 more RBIs for James Jones. With a nice little single flared out to right center. Now we've got Nate Griffin, 0 for 3 today. Has an RBI on a ground out, flied out to left field, and struck out looking his last time up. Has an RBI on a ground out, flied out to left field, and struck out looking his last time up. Griffin grounds one to shortstop. That one gets through. James Jones on his way to third as Matt Fortier scores. And Jones is going to dig this one out. Face first slide, and he's in there. Griffin rolls up to second, takes advantage of the throw home. And the Lynx are piling on here in inning number 5. That's why, like, it didn't affect the bases that he got hitting.
Oh, I just meant for the guy coming home.
Yeah,
First.
I still don't really think that would be counted as an error.
The only reason why I'm saying this is he wouldn't have gone
Now it's Josh McDonald, 2 for 2 with a walk today. He's got Nate Griffin out there on second base. And he shoots one out to the shortstop. It gets by. That's going to advance Griffin to third. McDonald takes the turn, but he'll stay at first. Cody tries to pick off McDonald over the first. Now Wagner stands in, 0 for 3 on the day. Takes that for strike 1. It's a well-located sinker there by Cody. McDonald takes off for second. Wagner cuts on that one and fouls it off. Some people might have certain thoughts about stealing when you're up by 7, but in a game like this where teams are putting up 5-6 runs an inning, Central Maine definitely the favorite on paper to win. I think that's more of a sign of respect that the Lynx know that the Mustangs can certainly come back with what time is left in this one. Wagner fouls that one back our way, and the count is 1-2. Another Pickoff move over to first. McDonald dives in back safely. Pickoff move over to first. McDonald dives in back safely. Throw down to second. They don't get McDonald. The runner doesn't advance. But Wagner does go down by way of the K. And now Clunan is up. For the second time this inning, he singled to lead things off. One and one the count to the lefty Clunan. The pitch from Cody, low and outside. And the 2-1. Cut on and missed. Still just one out, man on second and third here for NHTI. Clunan takes that one low, full count. Payoff pitch, inside, ball 4, bases loaded for Richie Tebow. Walked in his last time up, also this inning. Tebow's takes strike one. He's 2 for 3 on the day. A double, a single, a ground out, and also has a walk. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Here's the second offering from Cody. Slider, chopped out toward the right side, foul. Here's the second offering from Cody. Slider, chopped out toward the right side, foul. The 0-2 offering. Slider swung on and missed. Tebow is sat down by way of the K. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. As Kyle Slate comes up to the plate. Slate is 1 for 1. Also has 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Slate is 1 for 1. Also has 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. He takes ball 1 outside. He takes ball 1 outside. Slate grounds one over to third base, just over the line, foul ball. Slate grounds one over to third base, just over the line, foul ball. Could happen. We could also score 3 runs right now. That'd be it. Mercy rule. Yeah. Slider, low outside. Ball 2 to Slate. Slider, low outside. Ball 2 to Slate. That one taken high and outside. 3-1 the count. That one taken high and outside. A reminder to those watching, we're in the 5th inning, so the mercy rule would be activated. The Lynx could win with 3 runs. As that one is fouled into the catcher's mask. Full count. As that one is fouled into the catcher's 2 outs, full count, bases loaded to Kyle Slate. If he clears them, this one's over. And here's the payoff pitch. The runners take off. Slate pokes this one out to second base. It's a flare pop-up, and the Mustangs get out of it. But not before the Lynx put up 6 runs, 16-9, heading into the 6th.
That's how you start. Yep. We got guys out here.
I'm going to get myself back into the switches. Been out of the game for 3 years.
Volleyball players are great too. They get along really well. Can't be said for all teams. No. Women's basketball definitely butts heads, but volleyball gets along really well.
And see, one of the kids, I know one of the kids we got coming in is just like her coaches were able to honor as just being like the best kid to have on the team.
Nice.
The other one we got coming in, we'll see. But
New Hampshire kid?
Yeah, 5'10" and 6'1".
Jeez.
We're gonna have some height too so far.
I mean, this is definitely like a conference you can win with like a 5-person team. So.
Ed pretty much told me when I sent him the 6'1" girl, his first team, Division 3, but
No! What'd you put for?
trust.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the other day I told him, I texted him like, hey, got some kids that are in the league. Like, I told him, I just want
It's possible.
go with it.
Central Maine has a pretty good team.
That whole section of Maine is actually done a lot better. With volleyball and with Maine, they're good college options.
Yeah.
Like what you're supposed to learn.
I mean, in Maine, like community colleges.
Post flies this one out to center. James Jones under it easily. And one pitch, one out here for Gutierrez in the top of the 6th.
Center, James Jones under it easily. And one pitch, one out here for Gutierrez in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, I know they had flirted with the idea in New Hampshire of doing the same thing. Who we got batting?
Frisbee?
It was just Sullivan.
One and two the count to Shane Sullivan, his first at-bat of the game. Came in for Colton Frisbee 2 innings ago.
Out of the game. Came in for Colton Frisbee 2 innings ago. I feel like that pitch almost could have been a strike.
Yeah, I mean, we got pinch runner. We got number.
Yeah, 15.
Evan Eldridge comes in to pinch run for Shane Sullivan at first base. Gutierrez's first fastball goes high.
Sullivan at first base. Gutierrez's first fastball goes high.
Stefan Lesko's the batter here for the Mustangs. Had a single his last time up for an RBI as well. And then 2 groundouts in his first 2 at-bats. This one popped up middle infield, 40ers under it. And he'll make the catch, 2 down. This one popped up middle infield, 40ers under it. And he'll make the catch, 2 down. Mason Booker takes ball 1. He's 1 for 3 today. Single, strikeout, and a ground out to shortstop. He's 1 for 3 today. Single, strikeout, and a ground out to shortstop. Curveball drops in. That one hummed out to right field. James Jones can't catch up to it. It's over his head. Booker cruises into second. Eldridge into third. And now the Mustangs have a chance to do some 2-out damage here in the 6th. Now the Mustangs have a chance to do some 2-out damage here in the 6th. 26 years old. I just found out a word I can't say.
Which is?
Sixth. Yeah, that one.
Sixth?
Yeah. I feel like I'm 1 degree off from saying it right. Slider outside, 1-1 the count here to Avery McWhinney. Slider outside, 1-1 the count here to Avery McWhinney. Fastball grounded over to shortstop. 40er can't field it cleanly, fires to first. McWhinney's there. And that's an RBI on the error by 40er. Now it's Rodriguez. He's got 2 walks and a double on the day. Gutierrez deals. That one runs inside, gets him in the shoulder. And that will load the bases here for Central Maine. Shortstop Brandon Gore up to the plate. RBI double in his last at-bat. Sends this one down the third base line. That's going to score 2. Wagner fires it in. 2 runs come across. And Gore's into first with a 2 RBI single. 2 runs come across. And Gore's into first with a 2 RBI single. That brings up Jimmy Reed, fly out to center field his last time up, 3 for 4 on the day. That brings up Jimmy Reed, fly out to center field his last time up, 3 for 4 on the day. The 1-0 to Reed. Under that one, flared one out to second base. Tebow makes the catch. And heading into the bottom of the 6th. Lynx leads 16-12. And heading into the bottom of the 6th, Lynx leads 16-12. I said it better that time. I'm just gonna go home and say it 100 times.
Yep. Go practice.
Tyler, you say it.
6th.
It just feels like you're not saying it right, even when you say it right.
You got coming in.
pitching change for the Mustangs. Ren Trinidad comes in, the right-handed junior from Tewksbury, Mass. Cole Johnston, the three-hitter up here. First batter to face Ren Trinidad. And the first offering off speed outside, ball one. Cut on and miss on the changeup from Trinidad, 1-1. Five RBIs and a double on the day for Johnston. That one line out sharply to third. And that's going to bring up Matt Fortier. Fortier has a single and a strikeout, hit by pitch, and a walk. 1 for 2 on the day. Cuts on the first fastball, misses. Good location there from Trinidad, low and outside. Cuts on the first fastball, misses. Good location there from Trinidad, low and outside. The 0-1. Fastball, flied out high, foul territory, deep left field. Ranging in, making the catch out there is Mason Booker, 2 down. That brings up James Jones.
You ready?
That brings up James Jones. 2 for 3 on the day. Scored a pair of runs himself and has 5 RBIs. James Jones squares off against Trinidad. The first pitch. Bounced in for a ball. 1-0. Here's the second offering. That one flied out behind the third base side dugout. 1-1. I thought there was hot. That one flied out to center. Jimmy Reed ranges back toward the wall, hand on the wall, and that one's gone. James Jones, solo shot. His second of the spring. Extends the Lynx lead, 17-12. The big man puts one over for the second time of the spring. And now it's Nate Griffin to follow that up. Trinidad bounces back with a first pitch strike, 0-1. James Jones have a day, 6 RBIs, a double, a single, and a home run. Trinidad to Griffin, a 1-1. Griffin looks at that one low, 2-1. Fouls that one over toward the Mustang dugout. The count is even, 2-2. Off speed, low and outside, the count runs full. Off speed, low and outside, the count runs full.
Yeah, I like how it tells you like how many at-bats, hits, RBIs a guy has. Like it's perfect.
Griffin fouls that one off his foot there. He appears okay. And we've got a replay of the full count. A pitch from Trinidad. Fastball high in the zone. Griffin lines that one down. Fair ball. Griffin takes the turn. He heads towards second. Throw comes in. And Griffin gets there standing with a 2-out double. Back-to-back 2-out extra base hits here for the Lynx. And here comes Josh McDonald, 3 singles and a walk on the day. First offering from Trinidad. Checked at but taken by McDonald, 1-0. First offering from Trinidad. Checked at but taken by McDonald. McDonald grounds that one easily over to first base. Post is there to field it and make the out. Heading into the top of the 7th, the last inning we'll play here in Game 1. The Lynx still leading by 5, 17-12 over the Mustangs.
You might be more at like 120.
At least, yeah. My guess is somewhere around there.
We had a guy last year throw 148 in a game, a 9-inning game.
That's like some Nolan Ryan shit right there.
Yeah. He got pitcher of the year. He was awarded for it. He also
Zach Mann batting, takes ball 2. 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Zach Mann batting, takes ball 2. 2 singles, a walk, and a flyout. And he takes strike 1 there on the outside corner. Last chance for the Mustangs to get back into this game. Man, pokes one out. That may land. No, James Jones playing shallow. There in time to make the catch in right field. Garen Post takes ball 1, low and outside. Gutierrez here. Of course, the Mustangs have scored 12 runs, one of the better offenses in the conference, but Gutierrez flirting with a complete game win. Hums that one in for a strike. Strike 2 taken by Post. 2-2, now the count. Lines that one out into the gap in left center. Wagner fields it clean, gets it in. Post is going to hold up at first. Eldridge back into pinch run here. They're not stopping him. I guess it makes some sense, but it's weird how he pitch ran for 2 different people. Right. Like it would make sense if he pitch ran for Sullivan swings and misses at that one. 1-1 the count. Fastball again, cut on and missed. 1-2. Gutierrez working quickly here. Fastball again, cut on and missed. 1-2. Gutierrez working quickly here. Fastball high in the zone, could be a ground ball double play. To second for 1, over to first for 2, and that's the ball game. NHTI win over Central Maine, 17-12. Gutierrez, your winning pitcher, your player of the game, James Jones. 5 RBIs on the day. Single, hit by pitch, double, and a home run in his last at-bat. 5 RBIs on the day, single, hit by pitch, double, and a home run in his last at-bat. Thanks for watching the opening game this Friday afternoon. Weather dependent, we may see you for game 2 in just a bit.